Once upon a time, a fisherman caught a strange talking fish. To his surprise, the fish said, "If you set me free, I'll grant you any wish you desire." The fisherman didn't hesitate. He and his wife had always longed for a child, so he wished for that. The fish, keeping its promise, said, "Cast your net again, and whatever you catch, give it to your wife to eat." The fisherman did as he was told. This time he caught a small fish, took it home and gave it to his wife. She ate the fish's flesh. The dog ate the insides and the horse chewed on the bones. Not long after, something miraculous happened. His wife gave birth to twin boys. Even stranger, the dog had 2 puppies and the horse gave birth to 2 colts. The family grew happy and the twin boys grew strong. However, as time passed, the older twin grew restless. One day he decided to leave home and seek his fortune. Before leaving, he gave his brother a bottle of clear white wine and said, "As long as his wine stays white, I am safe, but if it turns red, I'm in trouble, and you must come to help me." With that, he set off on his adventure, riding one of the twin's horses and with the older twin dog by his side. After traveling far and wide, the older twin reached a kingdom terrorized by a terrible dragon. The king, desperate to save his people, promised his daughter's hand in marriage to anyone who could slay the beast. The brave twin decided to take on the challenge. He tracked the dragon to his lair and fought it fiercely. After a long and hard battle, the twin finally triumphed, killing the dragon. As proof, he cut out his tongue and set off to the castle to claim the princess. But trouble awaited him. A greedy steward, who had come upon the dragon's body after the fight, cut off its head and hurried to the castle, pretending he was the one who had slain the beast. The king, fooled by the head, began planning the steward's wedding to the princess. Just as the celebration was about to begin, the twin arrived. Seeing the steward boasting about killing the dragon, he stepped forward and said, "It's strange for a dragon to have no tongue." The steward, confused, opened the dragon's mouth, but indeed, the tongue was missing. "The dragon had the tongue when I killed it," said the twin, pulling the tongue from his pocket. The king immediately realized the truth. Furious at the steward's deceit, he had him thrown into the dungeon, and the twin was finally married to the princess. The twin and his new wife lived happily, but soon enough, his restless spirit returned. He told his bride that he wished to go hunting in a mysterious place known as the Forest of No Return. Though the princess begged him not to go, he couldn't resist the call of adventure. Deep in the forest, the twin encountered an old woman who, unbeknownst to him, was a wicked witch. "Good day, young man," she said sweetly, but before he could reply, she cast a spell that turned him to a stone. Meanwhile, back home, the young twin watched the bottle of wine closely every day. One morning, to his horror, the wine had turned blood red. Knowing his brother was in danger, he wasted no time. He took the younger twin horse, brought along the twin dog, and set out to find his brother. After a long journey, he reached the kingdom where his brother had killed the dragon. Everyone there mistook him for the prince, and he was escorted to the castle with great honor. The princess welcomed him, believing her husband had returned. But when he laid the sword between them in bed at night, she was both hurt and confused. The very next morning, the young twins set off for the Forest of No Return. In the heart of the forest, he met the same old witch. Sensing her wickedness, he wasted no time. He leaped at her, sword down, and pinned her to the ground. "Lead me to my brother, or you won't live to see another day." Trembling with fear, the witch obeyed. She took him to where his brother has been turned to stone. With a magical salve, she anointed the statue, bringing the older twin back to life. The two brothers, overjoyed to be reunited, began their journey home. Along the way, the younger twin told his brother about how the wine had turned red and how he had come to the castle. He explained how he had slept beside the princess, but, out of respect, placed a sword between them. Before he could finish, the older twin, overcome with jealousy and rage, misunderstood. Believing his brother has betrayed him, he drew his sword and, in a fit of anger, killed him. Heartbroken and filled with regret, the older twin returned to the castle. His wife greeted him lovingly, but her words haunted him. "You seem yourself again, unlike last time when you put a sword between us." Realizing the terrible mistake he had made, the older twin rushed back to his brother's body. Fortunately, he still had the twin's soul. With it, he anointed his brother's wounds and placed his head back on his body. The magic worked, and the younger twin was brought back to life. The brothers returned to the castle together, their bond stronger than ever, and from that day forward, they lived happily ever after.